Welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Mariam here, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about how to stop falling for narcissistic hoovering, the unconscious beliefs. In today's video, we want to identify the unconscious beliefs that result in getting back with a narcissist. You see, these guys are full of manipulation tactics, from a reminder text message to accusations to threatening you. They threaten to hurt you or harm themselves. You name it, right? They don't reach out to you because they love you or miss you. They just have run out of narcissistic supply. It is the winter of their narcissism journey. You see, as long as we don't do the healing work, we'll perceive their behavior as love. We'll get back with them, right? We don't want that. So, what is narcissistic hoovering? It is a form of emotional abuse. What is narcissistic supply? It is a type of addiction. They are addicted to it. Now the question is, why do you want to respond positively to emotional abuse? Narcissistic hoovering. The next question is, why do you want to be the drug for someone else's addiction problems? You see, we get back with a narcissist when we experience the defense mechanism of denial. The defense mechanism of denial. To refuse to accept the truth of a situation. In the unconscious mind, the false self, ego, tries to ignore an earlier trauma by getting us back with a narcissist. The false self tries to keep us occupied because it doesn't want us to deal with that earlier trauma. It also perceives narcissistic hoovering as healing. Healing that earlier trauma by getting back with a narcissist, by responding positively to emotional abuse. Narcissistic hoovering is the abuse that we experienced back in that childhood. We were abused repeatedly, right? Most of us, we were abused repeatedly. Narcissistic hoovering does repeat itself. So you see how narcissistic hoovering is the familiar in the unconscious. We were abused repeatedly, whether emotional abuse or sexual abuse. We want to identify that earlier trauma instead of allowing the false self to ignore it by getting us back with a narcissist through narcissistic hoovering, right? Narcissistic supply. That narcissistic supply is to punish ourselves for the abuse that we experienced in that childhood. In the unconscious mind, we feel guilty and ashamed of what happened to us back in that childhood. In the unconscious, the false self convinces us that what happened to you was your fault. You see, we can never arrive at transformation through the false self. We can't embrace our transformation through the false self. The false self will get us to repeat the cycle because it can never arrive at love. The reason why we would get back with a narcissist, we're trying to experience love through narcissistic hoovering. That abuse back in that childhood was very, very painful. We were abused repeatedly. It was painful. The false self is still trying to arrive at love by taking us back to a narcissist, by getting us back with a narcissist. Finding love through abuse. Narcissistic hoovering, it repeats itself. The false self repeats the childhood through a narcissist in order for us to arrive at love. The false self perceives us as an object, as that drug. The reason why we would respond to their need for admiration and attention. By doing that, by allowing them to manipulate us, to demand admiration and attention from us, we are punishing ourselves for the abuse that we experienced in that childhood, that sexual abuse, that emotional abuse. Don't punish yourself. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. You don't have to be someone else's drug, narcissistic supply, in order to come out of punishment. You see, we won't find love by going back to that childhood through a narcissist. We want to stop the repeated cycle of emotional or sexual abuse by responding positively to narcissistic hoovering. Take a deep breath in. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to enjoy your journey. See, we want to arrive at who we are here and now instead of looking for it, searching for it through a narcissist, through a narcissistic relationship, or by responding positively to narcissistic hoovering, falling for narcissistic hoovering. Hopefully this video will help you to identify those unconscious beliefs and narratives. Hopefully you'll have your aha moments. Hopefully you'll find yourself moving towards who you are, the realization of who you are, your identity in God. Your identity is not in getting back with that narcissist. Look after your precious soul. You are that love. We don't need to find love through a narcissistic relationship by repeating the cycle of abuse. I'm sending you love. Look after your precious soul. Have a great day. May you receive the healing that you deserve and need. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. God bless you.